The stars shone cold and distant over the battlefield as Captain Aaron scanned the horizon for signs of danger. His human ship had been sent to a remote sector after an unexpected war had broken out between two alien clans. No one had warned Earth about this fight, but the Council knew that it could spill into human space at any moment. Aaron's mission was clear: protect the innocent and find a way to stop the fighting before it grew worse. The silence was broken by a sudden explosion. Nearby, Aaron's heart pounded as alarms blared through the ship. He quickly donned his armor and prepared to leave the ship. Outside, the air was thick with smoke and the smell of burning metal. Alien war machines lay broken, and scattered bodies marked the ground. But what caught Aaron's eye was not the destruction, but a small movement near the wreckage. Cautiously, Aaron approached the movement. Hidden beneath a crushed metal beam was a small creature, barely bigger than a human child. Its scales shimmered in the fading light, colors shifting between green and yellow. The creature's eyes were wide and frightened, but also intelligent. Aaron's training told him to be careful, but something about the creature's desperate look made him reach out with kindness. As he lifted the hatchling, a sharp sound cut through the air. From the trees emerged a tall, beautiful alien woman. Her skin was covered in smooth green scales that glistened like jewels. Her eyes burned yellow with fierce protectiveness. Her red, forked tongue flicked out as she took a step forward. Aaron froze, unsure if she meant to attack or to talk. To his surprise, the alien woman spoke in a voice both melodic and firm. She demanded that Aaron keep the hatchling safe, warning that it was more than just a child, it was the last hope of her species. Her clan had been shattered in the war, and the hatchling was their future. The mother's words carried weight, and Aaron understood that his mission had just changed. Though wary, Aaron agreed to protect the hatchling. He knew the dangers were far from over. The war was not just between two alien clans anymore. Others would come for the hatchling, and soon Aaron would have to face enemies who saw him as a threat. But the human spirit to protect the weak and fight for what is right burned strong inside him. As night fell, Aaron built a small shelter near the wreckage. The hatchling nestled close to him, its scales warm against his skin. The alien mother watched silently from the shadows, her fierce eyes never leaving Aaron. Trust was fragile, but it was growing with every heartbeat. Suddenly, the distant roar of war machines echoed through the valley. Aaron tightened his grip on his weapon and looked toward the horizon. The fight was coming back, and this time, it would be for the survival of a family he did not yet fully understand. The stars blinked above, watching as a human and an alien became unlikely allies. What had started as an unexpected war was now a battle for hope, for family, and for a future where different species might live side by side. Aaron woke to the sound of soft chirping near his shelter. The hatchling was awake, moving its small head to look at him with curious eyes. Aaron smiled gently and reached out his hand to let the creature feel his warmth. Trust was growing slowly between them, but Aaron knew it would take more than kindness to protect this fragile life. The alien mother stepped out from the trees as the first rays of sunlight touched the land. She carried herself with quiet strength, her eyes scanning the surroundings for danger. Aaron greeted her with a nod, sensing the tension that still lingered. The woman said little, but her presence was a powerful reminder of the stakes involved. The hatchling was more than a child. It was a symbol of survival for her entire clan. Days passed with uneasy calm. Aaron patrolled the area, keeping watch for signs of enemy forces. The alien mother stayed close but never interfered, watching Aaron as if judging his every move. The hatchling learned to trust Aaron, following him with small steps and soft sounds. Aaron found himself caring more for the tiny life than he had expected. It was a strange bond, one born from war but growing towards something stronger. One evening, as the sky darkened, a low rumble echoed through the valley. Aaron's senses sharpened instantly. He saw shadows moving between the trees and approaching force. The alien mother drew her weapon with silent grace and motioned for Aaron to prepare. The hatchling was hidden safely nearby, but the danger was closing fast. Aaron tightened his grip on his rifle, ready to fight for this new family he had promised. To protect, the enemy forces were ruthless, heavily armed warriors with armor that gleamed under the moonlight. They sought the hatchling, knowing its importance. Aaron and the alien mother fought side by side, their weapons flashing in the dark. The battle was fierce and loud, with screams and gunfire filling the air, but Aaron's determination never wavered. He would not let these enemies take what was precious to him now. After the fight, the valley was quiet once more. Aaron counted the cost wounds on his body and exhaustion in his bones. The alien mother tended to his injuries with careful hands, showing a softness that surprised him. She spoke quietly of the hatchling's future and the sacrifices made by her people. Aaron realized this mission was bigger than he thought. It was a fight for hope itself. That night, Aaron sat by the fire with the alien mother and the hatchling. Between them, they shared stories. Though the language was different, the feeling of family was clear. Aaron knew this bond was rare, forged in the fire of war and trust. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if watching over their fragile peace, but peace would not last long. A new threat was coming, one even more dangerous than the last. Aaron understood that he must prepare for what lay ahead. The survival of the hatchling and its mother depended on it. And in that moment, Aaron vowed to stand against the darkness no matter the cost. Asterisk. The morning sun rose slowly over the quiet valley. Aaron stood outside the shelter, scanning the horizon for any signs of danger. The hatchling was nearby, its small eyes bright with curiosity. The alien mother was silent but alert, watching the surroundings carefully. Aaron knew this. Calm would not last long. The war was far from over, and new threats were already on their way. Suddenly, a faint sound broke the silence, a low hum that grew louder by the second. Aaron's instincts kicked in as he grabbed his rifle and signaled for the alien mother to get ready. From the trees emerged a squad of unknown soldiers, their armor sleek and unfamiliar. They moved with precision, clearly hunting for something. Aaron's grip tightened. They were here for the hatchling. The alien mother stepped forward, her voice firm and commanding in their strange language. The soldiers paused but did not lower their weapons. Aaron took a step beside her, standing tall. He did not know who these attackers were, but he was ready to defend his new family at all costs. The hatchling hissed softly, sensing the tension in the air. The battle was about to begin. The fight was sudden and brutal. Bullets flew through the trees, and the air filled with shouts and the clash of weapons. Aaron moved swiftly, protecting the hatchling as the alien mother fought with deadly skill. The soldiers were strong, but Aaron's resolve was stronger. Every moment counted, and the survival of the hatchling depended on their courage. The forest around them seemed to hold its breath as the fight raged on. When the last attacker fell, silence returned to the valley. Aaron's heart pounded as he checked on the hatchling, who was unharmed but clearly shaken. The alien mother surveyed the battlefield with a cold gaze. She whispered words of warning and gratitude to Aaron. Their bond had deepened through blood and fire. Aaron realized that this fight was not just about survival, it was about trust and loyalty. Days later, Aaron received a message from Earth Command. They warned of an incoming fleet heading toward this sector, a force known for crushing all who opposed them. The alien clans had become pawns in a larger war, and now humanity was caught in the middle. Aaron felt the weight of his duty heavier than ever. He must protect the hatchling, the mother, and perhaps even the future of two species. The alien mother revealed more about her clan's history. She spoke of a time when their people ruled the stars, until greed and war tore them apart. The hatchling was the last hope to rebuild what was lost. Aaron listened with growing respect and sadness. He understood the importance of his promise. This was no ordinary mission, it was a chance to heal a broken world. One night, as the camp rested, Aaron noticed a shadow moving near the edge of the forest. He quietly followed, rifle ready. There he found a small group of survivors from the alien mother's clan, hidden and afraid. They begged Aaron for help, hoping he could protect them from the coming storm. Aaron's heart ached for them. The fight was bigger than he imagined. Now he was not only a protector but a leader. The days that followed were filled with preparation. Aaron trained the survivors, teaching them human tactics and strategy. The alien mother stood by his side, sharing her knowledge of the land and enemies. The hatchling grew stronger, a symbol of hope in their midst. Together, they formed a new family, one born from war but striving for peace. As the enemy fleet approached, Aaron looked at the faces around him. Fear mixed with determination. He knew the battle ahead would be the hardest yet. But he also knew that with this strange, powerful family by his side, they had a chance to change fate. The stars above shone brightly, as if watching over the brave souls ready to fight for a new future. The morning air was cool and fresh as Aaron and the alien mother prepared their small group for the coming battle. The survivors trained with determination, learning to trust each other despite their differences. Aaron watched the hatchling plane nearby, its small scales shining in the sunlight. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily on his shoulders. The fate of many rested on their courage and unity. As the enemy fleet drew closer, strange ships darkened the sky. Their weapons glowed with a cold, deadly light that promised destruction. Aaron knew they had to act quickly to defend the valley and the fragile family they had built. The alien mother gathered the survivors, her voice strong and steady as she shared plans to protect their home. Aaron felt a surge of hope. This fight was no longer just his mission, but theirs as well. The battle began with thunderous explosions that shook the ground. Aaron fought fiercely alongside the alien mother and the survivors, their combined strength pushing back against the invading forces. Bullets and energy blasts filled the air, but Aaron's focus never wavered. He protected the hatchling with all his might, knowing that its survival meant everything. The forest around them burned with the fire of war, but their spirit remained unbroken. Amid the chaos, Aaron spotted an enemy leader commanding the attack. He was a towering figure in black armor, radiating power and cruelty. Aaron knew that to win, he had to face this enemy. With a roar, he charged forward, drawing the attention of the enemy soldiers. The alien mother and survivors followed closely, ready to support their human leader. The fight became personal, a battle for the future of two species. Aaron and the enemy leader clashed in a fierce duel. Blades met with sparks, and each strike echoed with the force of their will. Aaron's training and determination gave him an edge, but the enemy was relentless. The alien mother called out, rallying the survivors to fight harder. Together, they pushed the enemy back step by step. The battlefield became a storm of courage and strength. Suddenly, the enemy leader faltered, struck by a precise blow from Aaron. The soldiers retreated, their morale broken by the loss of their commander. The valley fell silent except for the heavy breathing of the fighters. Aaron looked around at the faces of those who had fought beside him, the alien mother, the survivors, and the hatchlings safe in the shelter. They had won this battle, but the war was far from over. In the days that followed, Aaron and the alien mother worked to heal the wounded and rebuild what the battle had destroyed. The survivors shared stories of hope and loss, finding strength in their new family. The hatchling grew stronger every day, its scales brighter and eyes more alert. Aaron felt a deep connection to this strange world and its people. His mission had changed from protection to leadership. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, the alien mother spoke quietly to Aaron. She thanked him for saving her child and for standing by their side. She told him that the hatchling was more than a symbol. It was the key to peace between their worlds. Aaron realized that his promise was bigger than he had imagined. He was now a guardian of hope and a bridge between species. The stars appeared, one by one in the darkening sky. Aaron stood with the alien mother and the hatchling, feeling the weight of the future on his shoulders. They were no longer just survivors of war. They were a family determined to protect what they loved. The fight was not yet over, but together they would face whatever came next. The days grew colder as the enemy regrouped, preparing for a final assault. Aaron and the alien mother worked tirelessly to strengthen their defenses and train the survivors. The hatchling was growing rapidly, its presence inspiring hope in everyone. Aaron felt the weight of their expectations but refused to give in to fear. The coming battle would test everything they had fought for. One evening, scouts returned with urgent news. A massive fleet was approaching, larger and more powerful than any they had faced. The enemy sought to crush all resistance and claim the valley for themselves. Aaron gathered the survivors and the alien mother to prepare for what might be their greatest challenge yet. Their unity was their strength, and they would face the storm together. As the enemy fleet arrived, the sky darkened with warships and fighter jets. Energy beams and missiles rained down on the valley, setting trees and rocks ablaze. Aaron led the defense, moving quickly through the chaos to coordinate the fighters. The alien mother fought with fierce determination, protecting the hatchling and their home. The battle was brutal and unrelenting, pushing everyone to their limits. In the midst of the fight, Aaron spotted a squad of enemy soldiers sneaking toward the hatchling's shelter. He raced against time to intercept them, his heart pounding. With urgency, the hatchling's safety was his top priority. Aaron's skill and courage helped him defeat the attackers, but he knew more dangers were yet to come. The valley depended on their strength and resilience. The alien mother found Aaron after the battle, her eyes shining with pride and worry. She told him that the hatchling had begun to awaken ancient powers within itself, powers that could change the fate of their worlds. Aaron was amazed and humbled by the responsibility. The child they protected was not just a symbol, but a force of nature. Together, Aaron and the alien mother decided to seek help from other alien clans still loyal to her family. They sent messages across the stars, calling for allies to join their fight. The survivors trained harder than ever, ready to defend their home with everything they had. The hatchling's strength grew daily, a beacon of hope amid the darkness. One night, under a sky filled with stars, Aaron looked at the hatchling sleeping peacefully. He whispered a promise to protect this child and the future it represented. The alien mother stood beside him, her hand resting gently on his shoulder. They were no longer just strangers from different worlds. They were a family united by love and purpose. The enemy's final attack was near, but Aaron knew they were ready. The fight for survival was more than a battle. It was the fight for peace, for trust, and for a future where different species could live together. The stars watched silently as the human and alien prepared for the moment that would change everything. The dawn broke with a pale light over the valley. Aaron and the alien mother gathered the survivors to prepare for the final battle. The hatchling stood between them, stronger than ever, its scales shimmering with power. Everyone felt the weight of the coming fight, but held fast to hope. Today, they would face their destiny together. The enemy fleet descended like a storm, ships filling the sky and weapons firing without mercy. Aaron led the charge, his voice steady as he directed the defenders. The alien mother fought fiercely, her eyes glowing with determination. The survivors moved as one, united in their will to protect their home. The battle was fierce and full of sacrifice. Aaron found himself face to face with the enemy commander once more. This time, the fight was even harder, each strike filled with the knowledge of what was at stake. The alien mother joined him, their strength combined like a storm. Together, they pushed back the enemy forces, turning the tide of the battle. Victory was within their grasp. As the last enemy ship fell from the sky, silence settled over the valley. Aaron looked around at the faces of those who had fought beside him, the alien mother, the survivors, and the hatchling glowing softly in the light. They had won the battle, but knew the peace was fragile. Their bond was stronger than ever, a family forged in war. In the days that followed, Aaron and the alien mother helped rebuild what was lost. The survivors began to heal, their hope renewed. By the hatchling's growing power, Aaron felt a deep connection to this world and its people. His promise to protect had become a lifelong duty. Together, they looked toward a future filled with possibility. The hatchling grew into a strong and wise leader, guided by Aaron and its mother. It carried the legacy of its clan and the hope of many species. Aaron knew his journey was far from over, but with his new family beside him, he was ready for whatever came next. The stars above shone brightly, lighting the path forward. One night, as Aaron stood beneath the endless sky, he felt the weight of his choices and the strength of his allies. The alien mother joined him, her hand resting on his shoulder. They spoke of peace, of unity, and the power of trust. The universe was vast, but together, they would face it without fear. The story of a human who saved an alien hatchling and became part of their family was no longer just a tale of war and survival. It was a legend of hope, courage, and the unbreakable bonds that unite all beings. The stars watched silently as a new chapter began, filled with promise and light. Asterisk. The days after the battle were filled with rebuilding and hope. Aaron and the alien mother led the survivors in restoring their homes and strengthening their defenses. The hatchling, now stronger and wiser, was learning to lead its people with courage and kindness. The valley slowly healed from the scars of war. The future looked brighter than it had in many years. One afternoon, a distant signal was detected by the alien mother's technology. It was a call for peace from other alien clans who had heard of their victory. The message spoke of unity and the desire to end the wars that had torn the galaxy apart. Aaron and the mother shared this hope with their people, inspiring a new purpose. Together, they prepared to meet these potential allies with open hands. As the new allies arrived, the valley became alive with foreign faces and strange ships. Aaron welcomed them with respect and determination. The alien mother spoke for her people, explaining their vision for a united future. The hatchling stood proudly beside them, a symbol of strength and peace. Old enemies now stood as friends. Ready to build a better galaxy, Aaron found himself at the center of these new alliances. His leadership and bravery had earned the trust of many. He worked tirelessly to bridge the gaps between species, encouraging cooperation and understanding. The challenges were great, but so was the will to succeed. The bonds forged in battle were now tested in diplomacy. One evening, Aaron and the alien mother walked together under the stars. They spoke of the long journey they had shared and the future they dreamed of. Their friendship had grown into something deeper, a connection that crossed the boundaries of their worlds. They knew that together, they could face whatever challenges awaited them. Meanwhile, the hatchling continued to grow, both in power and wisdom. It learned to control the ancient abilities passed down from its ancestors. The young leader became a beacon of hope not only for its people, but for all who sought peace. Aaron watched with pride, knowing that this child represented the promise of a new era. The galaxy was still vast and full of dangers, but the alliances formed here were a light in the darkness. Aaron, the alien mother, and the hatchling stood ready to face the future as a family. Their story was no longer just about survival, but about hope, unity, and the power of trust. The stars shone brightly above as the new family looked out over the valley. They knew the road ahead would not be easy, but they would walk it together. The story of a human who saved an alien hatchling and became part of their family was now a legend that inspired all who heard it. Asterisk. The final chapter began with a peaceful morning over the valley. Aaron stood with the alien mother and the hatchling, knowing their journey had reached a new stage. Their bond had grown beyond survival into a true family. The galaxy was watching, and their story was far from over. Suddenly, a signal from the Galactic Council arrived, inviting Aaron and his family to represent their alliance in the peace talks. This was a chance to bring lasting peace and end wars once and for all. Aaron accepted with hope and determination. He knew the responsibility was great, but so was the opportunity. The council chambers were vast and filled with representatives from many worlds. Aaron stood proudly with the alien mother and the hatchling by his side. Their presence was a symbol of unity and the power of trust between species. The talks were difficult, with old wounds and fears to overcome. But the family faced the challenge together. During the talks, Aaron spoke of the battles they had fought and the bonds they had formed. He told stories of courage and hope, of a hatchling saved and a family born in war. His words touched the hearts of many, inspiring them to seek peace. The alien mother and the hatchling stood with him, a living testament to the future they dreamed of. As negotiations continued, the galaxy began to change. Borders softened, and old enemies found new reasons to trust. The alliance grew stronger, and the promise of peace became real. Aaron felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The fight had been long and hard, but their victory was more than a battle won. It was a future secured. Back in the valley, life flourished. The hatchling matured into a wise leader, guiding its people with kindness and strength. Aaron and the alien mother continued to lead with honor and compassion. Their family had become a beacon of hope across the stars. Together, they showed that unity could overcome even the darkest past. One quiet night, Aaron looked up at the endless sky. He felt grateful for the journey, the battles, the bonds, and the love that had grown from it all. The alien mother joined him, their hands intertwined. They knew the universe was vast, but they were ready to face it side by side. Their story was just beginning. The stars above seemed to shine brighter as their family stood together. The human who saved an alien hatchling and became part of their family had changed the course of history. Their legend would inspire generations to come. And in that moment, hope burned brighter than ever before.